We are about to reach a major moment in video games. We're about to reach a major moment in video game history, and there's been tons of them. I've been following video games ever since I was a little kid and got my greasy hands on EGMs and Game Pros and stuff like that. I've always been interested in video games and the future of video games, and we are at the apex of a situation that is coming. It's coming. It's an inevitability at this point in time. It's not an issue of if it'll happen. It's an issue of when it will happen. And I don't think I like it for a myriad of reasons. I, of course, am talking about the end of physical media when it comes to video games. And I know this is a topic that a lot of people have covered, but it's just something I want to talk about today, because it's been something I've been thinking about, toying around with in my mind, and I just realized the more I think about it, the more red flags and downsides I see to this. Now, I'm actually someone who saw the death of physical PC gaming. I was working at GameStop at that time of 2005 or 6, around there, and we were actually starting to phase out PC games, big box PC games, because everything was moving to an all digital storefront. Now, although when we look at PC gaming and things like Steam and stuff like that, we usually think of it in a very high regard. We usually think, oh, well, Steam is great. Like, yeah, you don't have a physical product, but your account is always protected. There's tons of great games on there. You have all sorts of sales that happen all the time. I don't equate Steam and PC gaming to console gaming. They've never been the same. Console gaming and PC gaming have always been two different sort of subsects within gaming, and I don't think there'll ever be that potential full crossover between the two. I don't know. I can't really say that though, because in the future, that's what console gaming is going to look like, because PC gaming always sort of adopted the all digital mindset, because there's not just one system. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's multiple systems out there. There's multiple PCs, multiple graphics cards, multiple builds. And most importantly, you don't have first party companies on a PC. There's no first party company that's on PC. It's all third party games from various companies. That's why when you go on Steam, you see all these crazy sales, because all these companies are jockeying for position. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of games on Steam, and they're all sort of curated by different ways and stuff like that. But you don't have the first party overlords. And when I look at our first party overlords, that's where everything should get very scary for everyone, even Game Pass members. Yes, Game Pass is a great thing. I love Game Pass, okay? I have Game Pass for my Xbox, but I'm also smart enough to realize that as physical media declines, as people are going more and more towards all digital purchases, as companies themselves are going towards more all digital games, as retailers are starting to die out, all that means is that the market and the power and the control goes to these first party companies, because Microsoft is just going to be like, hey, well, we need to raise the price of our Game Pass service because, you're getting all this stuff. All these games are coming. We need to raise the price of it. When you look at Sony and Nintendo, look at the prices of their games, especially Nintendo. But Sony has been doing it this generation as well, where they're, I wouldn't say overvaluing the games, but they're much more hesitant to put these games on sale. Look at like Breath of the Wild for the Nintendo Switch. Look at Super Mario Odyssey. These games have been out since 2017. Most of the time, they're still full price titles because Nintendo controls that. You go to Nintendo's eShop, you're not going to see a deal on that unless it's a special occasion. That game is always going to be $59.99. When you look at what PlayStation is doing, games like Demon Souls, launch titles for the PlayStation, they're still holding their value. They're still holding their price, their perceived value, I should say, because they're in control of this. They want to get all the money that they can out of this. And if now I'm not starting to show you guys some red flags with this, like maybe you're just daft to it. Like maybe you just don't understand that these companies, they're not your friends. They don't care about being your friends. They care about getting your money. And if we go towards this all, as we go towards this all digital future, because we can't say if anymore. You know, this generation, we had 2 consoles launch with no disk drives, and they damn know what they're doing. They did that on purpose. There's rumors about things like a diskless PlayStation 5 Pro. You could buy a potential attachment to it. You know, we're seeing bigger titles. Alan Wake 2, no physical, just all digital, because companies realize that they'll make more money on their products. A PlayStation 5 without a disk drive that's sold to the consumer makes more profit than a PlayStation 5 with a disk drive. Physical media takes money to produce. You have to produce a case. You have to produce a cartridge. You're not getting an instruction booklet anymore. No, you know, just a couple generations ago, you used to get these nice clamshell cases. You know, you got instruction booklets with color. Look at this, colors. I can't even. Color? Look at the colors. It's like Sonic colors. All of this stuff costs money, and these games were only like $40, $30. As the cost of things goes up and the development costs of these games continue to rise, these companies want all of the money that they can get out of these games. And what better way than to end the physical marketplace? Now you don't have to worry about used game sales. Now you don't have to worry about other companies, you know, discounting your products. Now you don't have to worry about people trading games and stuff like that for other games. You don't have to worry about any of that. All of the money can be yours because you control this digital marketplace. And yes, I understand there are great deals available on things like PSN and the Xbox Store and the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo eShop. But that's because they're competing against themselves. They're competing against these physical games that are out there. Get rid of the physical games. I think the sales start to diminish quite often because unlike with Steam, you have the first party overlords. And it's a shame. You know, I think it's going to change video games as an entertainment medium. I think you're going to start to see more free to play or free to start games, more, you know, elongated passes of games. Because let's be real, a lot of these physical games for these systems, they're kind of pointless at the end of the day. You stick a disc in to your PlayStation 5, it has to download everything. You stick certain cartridges into your Nintendo Switch, you have to download, you know, 80% of the game. It's a cosmic shift, and it's going to be one that I think is going to get very ugly. Just look at the closure of various eShops and stuff like that. Those games are lost to the sands of time. Unless, what's the one thing, folks? Emulation. Emulation is key in this. Do not feel bad about emulating stuff from older systems. Don't feel bad about emulating a Wii U game or a 3DS game because those companies are not giving you the power to buy them to where it makes them money. They decided that they don't need money from this anymore. It wasn't cost effective for them to host these games and host these servers. So why should it be your prerogative to pay some high price on the third party market? Unless you're a collector, then that's fine. I understand it, but I don't think this is good, man. I don't think this is good. Don't compare it to PC stuff because those are two different ecosystems. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, leave me your comments in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to check out that Sonic the Hedgehog video from yesterday because Christ on a Cracker, that didn't get any views. Well, comparative to the channel. Check that out if you haven't yet. Check out whatever. Check out whatever you want to check out. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.